What's up, guys? It is me, Jesse. Welcome to Cosmos Sessions. And today is a very important topic. Now, I want to address the elephant in the room. I know every video I've been wearing a football shirt. I have yet to move my stuff from Romania to my new home in Argentina. So, I just have a lot of these. I buy them when I'm traveling. One day I'll make videos with other types of clothing. Okay, so today, this one, my videos are usually off the dome, kind of. Some not fully, but this one is very much so, but it's very important. And this is something I see very prevalent, and it is essentially people who are using astrology to self-limit themselves. Now, so this is going to be more of a ramble type video, but this is very, very important to know because, I think most people who get into astrology at some point, myself included, do this, right? And basically, the idea is, I can't do this because I'm a Virgo, or like, even if it's relationship stuff, like, oh, I could never date an Aquarius, or I could never date an Aquarius. I'm too sensitive. I'm a Cancer. That kind of stuff, right? Or just like on the other end, when you learn, like, let's say, oh, I'm a Capricorn, I'm this, I'm that, regardless of what you are, right? As souls, we have all 12 signs within us, and we are aiming to manifest the highest energies, or the highest, we're aiming to manifest the highest version of those 12 signs, regardless of what we have in our chart. That's the truth. Now, of course, we do have certain signs, planets, whatever, that are more prominent with us. And I get it. Like, I'm not saying we're all the same, we're all robots or anything. But I think understanding your chart is very, very, very important, obviously, right? Like, for example, understanding that you have no planets in Earth signs, it's very, very good to know that about yourself, right? That's my situation. So, but the key is and I feel the same way about depression, besides in extreme cases, right? In a lot of mental health in general is in psychopathology. Well, it depends on the severity, obviously, but it's to not identify with that, right? Like, the second you start to identify so much with your sun sign, your moon sign, whatever it is, like, you're putting yourself into a very small hole, right? Into a very, like, so what I'm trying to say is that with what I'm saying with me not having any Earth, right? Yes, it's true. I don't have Earth. It's very difficult for me, like, being grounded, balanced, consistent. It's hard. It's hard to feel like every day I'm waking up and I'm the same version of myself, like, which I know a lot of, like, that's a very human thing, but when you lack Earth, it's far more extreme usually, right? So it could be very easy for me to just use that as an excuse for certain behaviors, or for for whatever. But instead, I accept it, I understand it, but I try to work around it, right? I'm not allowing the fact that I lack Earth to limit my life experience. I'm not identifying as someone who doesn't, who doesn't have Earth, right? And I do have a strong Saturn, but still, because I know I have no Earth, I'm going out and I'm trying to do things that are earthy. I'm forcing myself. It's adding fire to my fuel, right? Fuel to my fire of, like, okay, go work out. That gives you groundedness. Go meditate. So I see it a lot where, I was talking to my friend not so long ago, and she was kind of talking about, she's a Capricorn, how she felt that for so long, she would just like read everything about Capricorn, 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 Capricorn. And after a while, it just became so, it just made her so disconnected from the whole of reality, right? The whole, reality in its entirety. And I think that, you know, from a karmic perspective, right, we have our charts the way they are for certain reasons. But I think that it would be, you know, I think that if you believe in reincarnation, then you've probably been just about every sign, you know? I mean, you've probably had, if you've incarnated more than a few times, a lot of placements, right? So, yeah. Also, like, you know, so I've seen it a good amount too with people who have charts that, let's say they're like very Uranian, very Aquarian, lots of Uranus going on, and they'll sort of identify with that energy, that like black sheep energy, like that no one will ever get me energy, right? And sometimes go to extremes to almost like manifest that even more, right? And I've seen the same with you know, with people who have charts that are very much about, you know, like where they're just very introverted, but like also like if I look at their chart, I'll see something that's like, you know, but you know, like your North Node Gemini, you are meant to make an effort. But you know, they'll identify more with that 12th house Cancer Sun, right? And just kind of stay behind, you know, behind the scenes. So I think that like, also, you know, transits, right? Transits, I think, is a big one, because, you know, when you're looking at transits, I'm gonna write this down for my editor real quick. So when you're looking at current astrology, right? Like in the book Autobiography of a Yogi, Yogananda talks about how every year he goes to an astrologer and he asks for the most difficult period of that year for him, and he undertakes his most difficult task during that time, just to prove that he can overcome the astrology, the free will. And he obviously believes in astrology, you know, it's just that, and that's in energy and all that, it's just that he wanted to demonstrate that regardless of what transit there was, he was able to sort of overcome it. And I find that very interesting, because I think that when we look at transits and progressions and just everything that's related to current astrology, it's so easy for us to, like, let's say you have Pluto about to square your moon, right? Or conjunct your moon, or, you know, Saturn is opposing your Venus, or Uranus, you know, whatever. Like, there's always a low and a high and a medium and everything in between manifestation of that. So to have a negative attitude about it, like, oh, I'm just going through these really tough transits, it's like, okay, but like, you're just manifesting more negativity. You need to have a positive attitude. You need to have a positive mindset. You need to see that with the, like, you know, with the Pluto example, that, you know, yes, like that could make your life go in this crazy direction, but it will make you feel reborn. You will be reborn after this, right? So that's kind of what I'm saying, is that the stories that you tell yourself, which we do this as humans with astrology or not, are so important, right? But then when we start to learn about our astrology, it's really equally important to analyze and to be mindful of the stories we're telling ourselves about ourselves and how we might be limiting ourselves in that respect, right? Yeah, because, yeah, I mean, honestly, that's like why I will say in my videos, when I'm doing something on all 12 signs, watch for all 12, because you never know which one will be relevant to you. Like my first video, the one, what you have to learn from your opposite sign, like, I really believe everyone should watch all 12, right? I really, really believe that because these are, like I said, they're archetypes that we hold within ourselves, and we hold all 12, right? You have a chart that has 12 houses with every sign, you know, in a house. So whether there's a planet there or not, it matters, but it's still, you know, these are the 12 divine archetypes, right? So it's like you want to be able to master them all, and you know, you want to be balanced within them. So anyways, I think that's about it. So as usual, thank you. I hope this one found you as well. Let me know anything extra in the comments that you would add. And yeah, if you want to book a reading, my list is very low at the moment of recording this on April 6th. So yeah, jesseINISANastrology.com. And yeah, thank you for supporting me, and I will talk to you guys later. Ciao.